All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is Israelite Prepper. 11 killed and 6 injured in the synagogue massacre, I believe, over in Pittsburgh. You guys can Google it. And it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I understand that, they are, Jewish. I get it. But it's a murder. 11 people murdered. It's senseless. It's deplorable. It's awful. And it's got to make you wonder. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened. It's not going to be the last time too. I mean, we know just a year or two ago with the whole Dylan Ruth and going into, a church Bible study and shooting those people. And so you have to ask yourself, why is it that you have people out there going to places of worship, put it like that? Why is it that you have people going to places of worship to kill people? I submit to you that it is because there's no resistance. There's no resistance. You have people in a particular mindset of trying to honor their God. Trying to honor their God. And they cannot meet the threat with resistance. And it's sad. It really is. It is sad. And I'm just going to echo something that I heard Pastor Dow say before. He said, when it comes, to evil, you don't know the time, the place, or the hour when trouble's going to come your way or evil's going to come your way. You have no idea. So it's incumbent upon you and I to be prepared, to be armed. And on a side note, I want everyone to realize something. Killing and murdering is two different things. Somebody walks up into a church, or a synagogue in this case, and starts shooting people and they die. That's murder. But somebody goes into the church, assembly, your home, and you meet that threat with resistance, deadly force, and you kill them. You killed them. You didn't murder them. See, a lot of people they don't get the difference. There's a subtle difference. See, the murder is unprovoked, uncalled for, unnecessary, vicious, a lot of times premeditated. That's murder. But if you're at home minding your own business and somebody breaks into your home trying to do you harm or your family, and you stop the threat with deadly violence, that's killing. And of course also self-defense. And some people, they have this whole misunderstanding, of the Bible. They think that we're supposed to just be docile and passive and stuff. And I agree that we are supposed to be loving. We're supposed to be a loving people, and passionate and kind and all that. But at the same time, the Bible doesn't say that you have to be weak. The Bible doesn't say that you have to be unprepared. It doesn't say that. I mean, if we look in the Old Testament, we can see we were a warrior tribe for a long time. I mean, we were warriors, slaves, things like that, So if we go back to Abraham, he had to go rescue his brother Lot, and he had to use force. Saul rose up as the first king, and he had to fight for Israel, to deliver Israel. David rose up as a king. We know he was a warrior king. We know that. We know in Judges, Gideon, violent. He was a warrior, a judge. Samson, warrior, judge. We know, we know that there was a lot of resistance at the time. And we know when Israel were slaves in various captivities or whatever, they had no might in their hand. But when they were in power and they were sovereign unto themselves, they protected themselves with deadly force. Even when Nehemiah was, when they were rebuilding the walls of the temple and everything, they had a hammer in one hand, a builder's tool in one hand, and a sword in the other. But if I go to the New Testament and people say, well, all that has changed. Really? And people say, well, trust God, trust in the Messiah, listen to him. Well, isn't there a passage? And I'll let you go look it up. Isn't there a passage that's when he says, sell your garment, sell your cloak, sell your purse, whatever, and then buy a sword? I'll let you go look that up. And also, on the way, to the Garden of Gethsemane, when, Judas is going to betray the Messiah or whatever, didn't Peter cut off a soldier's ear? And how did he do that if he didn't have a sword? I submit to you that to everything there is a season. To everything there's a season. And we know we're living in some dark, dark days. Very dark days. Terrorist attack. We know those bomb threats at the various different, look like they're all Democrats, at these, including, the Obamas and all that. And this is not about politics, but bomb threats. People walking up into assemblies and killing them. Kidnappings, human trafficking. To everything there's a season. Now, do you not think that this is the season to prepare yourself? Do you not think that? Do you not think that it is necessary to prepare yourself? And for some people, they say, you know what? It's also time for me to get out of here. It's time for me to get the heck out of here. Yes, evil can find you anywhere. Yes, let me just put that on the table because, you have some people who are pretty sarcastic. So yes, evil can find you anywhere. But it doesn't mean that you have to live in it. Doesn't mean you have to stay in it, right? So some people are like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. I'm out of here. So you have to defend yourself. And that's what it's about. You got to be prepared. You got to be able to protect yourself. And as for prepping and living in community and all this other stuff, I mean, some people have what it takes to take what you have. So you want to be able to protect yourself, protect all your assets, protect all your preps, protect your family, protect the brethren. You want to be able to do that. And see, the difference is, obviously, if you have a sword, and a sword today, they shoot bullets. But if you have a sword, there's only a limited amount of bullets, right? So do you want to have to defend yourself in the middle of the chaos, in the middle of it, where you're surrounded by it? Or do you want to be able to protect yourself with a limited number of people because you have a limited number of ammo? The Synagogue massacre, it's just one more thing to help you open your eyes. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you to think about it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you to think about what you're doing. Is it the time? Is it the hour for you to be thinking a little bit differently and looking at things a little bit differently and maybe going about your business a little bit differently? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. That's the question I'm putting on the table. Is it time for you and I to look at and think about things and do things a little bit differently? It's getting close. Sometimes we don't even think about it until evil is knocking at our door. Sometimes we don't give it a whole lot of thought until evil is knocking at your door. The love of many is waxing more and more. More and more. For some, this is a wake-up call. And for others, it's just another day in a fallen world. So what are you going to do? It's completely up to you how you look at it. Israelite Prepper.